that was a short countdown. I started the 60-second one and said, no, I don't want anybody to wait that long. And then I forgot to hit the go live. So, we got like maybe 1 or 2 seconds of countdown.
It was destined to be the way it was.
So how are you tonight, Jeff?
I'm doing well. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very intrigued by the concept tonight as someone who was addicted to alcohol and actually still is, though it doesn't have a hold on me.
So are you of the type of person that says once an addict, always an addict?
Oh, yeah.
Or always recovering?
Yeah.
I'm still in denial, So the reason why this question is up here is there's a trial going on about Hunter Biden falsifying his gun application. And, I don't know how the question is asked on the application. And, it may be just as simple as, are you addicted to heroin, morphine, any illegal substances, and it may be that, everybody who's addicted to painkillers has prescriptions for them. So they're not illegal per se. But of course you would, if you're trying to get a gun, of course you'd say no. Because, that question would disqualify you immediately.
Judgment card.
That's when you're well, he's going to trial, so there's going to be a judgment. So yeah, pick a card, any card. And your card will be first.
Tonight on Thomas's show, an intriguing context, one that will rely a hefty portion on something we can't guess. Does the United States population heavily medicated know it's a
what a strange card for me to draw in this context.
What is it?
Well, what's your card?
7 of Swords, which I've been getting a lot lately.
Oh, a little conflict there. Okay, let me dig that out of my pile, and you will laugh when. I think you'll laugh. Well, maybe not out loud, but chuckle, guffaw,
chortle.
Okay. So, your card's going to be first. Seven of Swords.
Wow.
And mine is going to be nostalgia.
Interesting. Okay. And that's
I know.
6 and a 7. Okay. Maybe we should intently focus as well on the numerology behind them when we're giving our
we can do that.
Dissertations on what they mean. Let me see.
Well, your 7 cards, when you go to Wands, is you've got the conflicts and you're playing King of the Hill, King of the Mountain. When you get to the Pentacles, you've got the stick to it for a season card, where you plow, plant, tend, and harvest. And then when we get to the 7 of what's the Wands, Pentacles, Heart, Cups, 7 of Cups, confusion.
Yes. and all those mortal sins too.
Oh yeah, the seven deadly sins. Yeah, I've seen that. Hi Fatima. Hi Shadow Woman.
So for
Thank you.
those just joining us, the context is, as you can see on the screen, and the the pretext actually is the whole Hunter Biden trial. As you know, he's on trial for purchasing a weapon while under the influence of, and whether it's a Republican hit job or not is irrelevant because he hasn't admitted to it. But the question that we're putting forth tonight is, do addicts know they're addicted? And I'm wondering if within the choice of the cards that we do read tonight, because Thomas and I actually pulled ones that are the same, the Seven of Swords. And we did get a 6 and a 7, so we may incorporate some of the numerology in there. And then after we do our 3 reads together with the cards in their respective positions, we'll go on to readings if there are any. We'd love to answer those. The other thing is, there's one other thing I had, but I can't remember it right now. So we're going to go. Oh, I know. Now that everyone in this country is pretty much heavily medicated, what qualifies as addiction is going to be an interesting sort of thing to put into these cards if the cards bring it out of us. So let's see where we go with this. Okay.
Okay, Jeff, would you like to start, please?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think the Seven of Swords is, in this particular instance, about self-sabotage. I think it's about ideas when the swords are like that. I also believe in this particular instance that this addict might have started at a younger age, maybe as part of a frat or as part of something that would be, I guess, tied to fond memories of varsity club or doing things to fit in and feel better in college. But I think with the two of them together now, those memories deceive him because he's blocking the ones where he might have blacked out to the point of almost near death, to where his stomach had to be, pumped, or he might be tricking himself into believing that his constitution and his resistance or tolerance is much higher. That's what I get with the two of them upright. Let's see.
I'll go. So with the Seven of Swords is somebody wants to steal his rights from him, whether he's addicted or not. And for me, the nostalgia card would be in the drinking. I had an alcoholic parent, so that was comfortable for me. So to take me back to that place, I became an alcoholic myself. Addicted, yeah, I'm still in denial. Do I drink every day? No. Did I drink every day? No. It was Thursday through Sunday, but it was drink to drunk point. I mean, I was probably more of a drunk than an alcoholic.
So tossed back to me, what I'm thinking here is, with the Seven of Swords upright and the is that six of cups?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, six of cups upright are reversed. The memories don't lie, is what I'm hearing. But the first thing I want to take is the Seven of Swords card, because in the sense of self-sabotage, he's not going to let the memories. He's determined not to let the memories self-sabotage him if they were unpleasant or drove him to drink, meaning he doesn't want to use his past is an excuse for why he's drinking. So he's talking himself out of that mentality, or trying to talk himself out of that mentality, even if he refuses to accept the reality that he himself, independent of whatever and whatever external circumstances, he can't take responsibility for whatever's happening that makes him want to drink. So, with that said about the Seven of Swords, with the Six of Cups reversed, to me, the memories obviously were unpleasant, but the memories don't lie. He may have had external forces where people might have been around him pressuring him to drink, or there were alcoholics. But again, he's going to say he's not a victim of peer pressure or of something that spiraled out of control that he didn't see as such when he was younger. But the evidence is in the mirror every day when he can't get back the youthful face. His face is bloated. And the mirror doesn't lie, even though inside he's lying to himself, is what I'm hearing with that. And that's why he's continuously trying to defy age, trying to defy reality, and trying to defy what it's doing to his health by self-sabotaging with the Seven of Swords upright.
When I see the Seven of Swords upright in this context, I see self-delusion. They're trading their health for a feel-good or a pleasure, and the nostalgia being reversed. It's like I would say in this case, the addict doesn't know they're an addict because it's just so ingrained in them from, where they come from. It was just culture. There was money around, so there was money to buy extracurriculars. And, being raised in a family of position, gets you out of all sorts of trouble. I'm not going to say he's innocent or guilty. We can all be guilty of our own vices. But I would say in that context where the Seven of Swords is upright and the Six of Cups was reversed, that the addict doesn't know they're an addict. It's just the way it was, and I'm privileged, and I can afford this, so I can do it.
When I see, so back to me, when I see the Seven of Swords reversed, there's no getting away with it, in the sense that the excuses that would apply from those external circumstances, or from being of a certain age, or having acted a certain way up to a certain point, no longer fly, because he's had almost like a tower moment where he got caught, or he ended up getting caught nude, or he got caught. Maybe he got arrested for drunk driving or something along those lines. It's something where he's not going to get away with it. That's what, to me, that card means when it's reversed. And every excuse that a family member might use to protect a son about whom they care is represented by that Six of Cups, in the sense that the imprint of the memory, or the area or environment in which they were brought up, or the social circumstance that was conducive to contributing to the problem, is still contributing to the problem, and yet the thing that they want to keep throwing at it will not remedy the situation. It will keep enabling him, and yet the more they enable him, the more it's going to go against him because the law won't be on someone's side with the Seven of Swords reversed, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, where I see the Seven of Swords is because of the loss of his mother and a sibling sister in a car wreck. I think maybe the nostalgia card is Joe and Hunter have a codependent relationship because they were the only ones. Well, they were two of the three, total of five, but they were three survivors together with the brother that passed of cancer. So I think it was codependent relationship that they all clung very hard to each other, and maybe even Joe Biden had a problem, not with substances, but maybe with alcohol or coping or just mental health, trying to get over that. So I think in this case, addiction might not have even been a choice. It just may have been a pattern he fell into with the drugs.
Okay, so back to me. When they're both upright, reversed, yeah. When they're both reversed, to me, there's no hiding it using the veil of using obviously the veil or the excuse of your childhood, but there's no hiding it from your children either. And that's where,
and usually when you're a child, you don't have access to,
and you don't have access to it, right? So you're not getting away with it, number one. And then the other side of that is with the Six of Cups reversed, those memories that were often bad or bleak, you either blacked out so much that you don't want to remember them, so that when your aha moments do come and you are thrown in the slammer or you're criminally prosecuted, it's like a really rude awakening, because the pretense was there that you were protected by your family, but those excuses don't fly anymore. And also, the way that you enabled or saw what was around you that did shape what you became doesn't take away from the fact that you have to take responsibility for your own actions with the Seven of Swords, because you can't get away with it. That's what I'm seeing that way.
Yeah, with them both reversed, I see total delusion, total denial of any situation that they're in, and I would say it's almost a guaranteed guilty.
Yeah.
In this
case, yes.
In this case, yeah. And a lot of fundamental Americans, red hat wearing ones, fight tooth and nail to their right to bear arms, whether it be a handgun or a shotgun, because the government might turn corrupt, and you've got to have an insurrection or whatever and fight the government. So keep that right by all means.
Right, and they want to make an example of him, but yet they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot.
Right, because if they do that, then definitely gun control legislation is going to go into effect.
Yeah.
Or be brought up even more than it has been in the past. We'll push women's right to the background and fight on this hill for a while. Okay, the next context. Did you hear about Mexico electing a woman president? Claudia Sandoval Sanchez or some
I think
not
the
sure.
last name sounded Jewish to me.
Okay.
Scheinberg or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she was elected president, but then shortly after the election was called, a female mayor, I don't know of what city or town, was killed by the cartels. So was this a message to intimidate the new president of Mexico?
They can do it on. I guess all politics is local, and if you can kill a woman on a local level, yeah.
You're certainly Munchausen by proxy today.
That's some good reasoning right there, right?
Circular. Circular
Sorry,
thinking.
I know everyone here is female, so.
So, English Parliament's done it. Israel's done it. Now Mexico's done it.
New Zealand's done it. Germany's done it.
Will the United States ever do it? Other than, maybe Biden not making his term out and Kamala taking over as president.
Did you see the Proud Boys are activated again in a bigger way? That was a story today too.
Oh, cool. I didn't. I went through the world news on BBC to get these contexts.
Like they're ramping up. They're ramping up for their wars. I'm pretty certain of it.
Oh, okay. But the Proud Boys don't own the state legislatures to do the succession. So are they just gonna storm every capital and and declare it themselves?
Maybe one of the people that rises down the line, maybe not this election, maybe not the next one after that, but will be a Proud Boy that will become president, and he'll be really dangerous, and then we'll be done.
Maybe he's from Manchuria.
Maybe he's the Manchurian candidate. So are we doing this with the four?
Yep, we are.
Okay. God of my angels, please give me a card that will be compatible with Thomas's card. For in this question, a lot of us could be caught off guard. Something about a woman president frightens the living shit out of Americans. But it's time to look at things for what they are in the rest of the world and see we're not an island unto ourselves, even if we are a pearl. Please show us that pearl of wisdom in this reading and give us what we need it is to divine all that we need to be seeing.
Okay, I have my card.
Okay, I have, and I'm getting the sevens a lot, man. I don't know why. 7 of Wands.
King of the Hill. Well, I could see where that would fit in this reading. Or
In the Seven of Wands, does the person that's fighting with the wands have to be male? Can it be
no,
female? Okay.
no, he doesn't have to be. I would say all these cards are gender neutral, really. Um, he's conflicted with others
Okay.
around. They're conflicted with others around them because
This seems like the Rider-Waite's kind of sexist sometimes.
Oh well, you got to think 1910 ish. We were still in that paternal, patriarchal, centric, humanist, chauvinist view of things. There we go. You're gonna laugh. Well, I say that. You may not think it's funny.
Oh my God. What is with this synergy? Okay. All right. So, okay. Okay. Murder. Okay. Um, I'm getting Christ energy. So I guess I'll start with this. Even though it's in the form of a question, was this message sent to intimidate the president? Um, I'm going to go with a yes based on those two cards. Um, and if I read them both upright, the way they are right there, I would say that with the Seven of Wands and the Hangman, there's that Christ-like energy where someone has to sacrifice something, and I almost feel like these forces in Mexico, they maybe are part of an extreme right wing faction that I don't know any much about the politics of Mexico, but it's rising. Well, it's kind of cresting across the world. There could be somebody in a group that wants to sacrifice her um, for their own ideal of either that Jesus ideal that I do get with the hangman, even if the hangman's supposed to represent,
Martyrdom.
yeah, her martyrdom, her sacrifice. But with the fact that they've got their with the what do you call it, the when they're digging their heels in like that and they're standing up for their idea of what they want to do, it's almost like we're going to dig our feet in and we're going to go as deeply as we need to make this such a sacrifice that once the ascension comes or once Christ comes, we'll be the ones saved. Um, that's what I get with the two of them upright. Um, with what do you get, Tom?
Okay, from the hangman, there is martyrdom, and I would say that maybe maybe bringing this into view, how cutthroat and guerrilla warfare this is. Hello, guerrilla means war. Um, Guerrera means war. I'm thinking guerrilla, not guerrilla warfare, but guerrilla warfare, and mercenaries and all that. I'm thinking that maybe it's just the thing to wake up the country to get the resolve to fight back. Stand up and really hurt the cartels. And if America legalizes one substance that will get cartels less funding. Um, if America legalizes marijuana, or the states eventually all do it because they see that there's money benefit. Um, the cartels will still be there for the harder stuff, the cocaine, the heroin, the manufactured fentanyls, and methamphetamines. Um, so I think doing this brings negative attention to them. I don't think in the end, uh, with these two cards the way they are, it doesn't serve the cartels. Now we have the Hangman upright and the Seven of Wands reversed.
Okay, so in this instance, I think with the Seven of Wands reversed, it would serve them poorly because it's not about an ideal about, and I take the cartel thing out of it only because I didn't see that, although I probably could have gone down that road. But anyway, what I'm seeing is
I'm going for low hanging fruit.
Religious extremism, because it's upside down. They're digging their feet in, and they're telling themselves and they're telling other people lies. Because to me, when you've lost the conviction of, or the integrity of your conviction, then you're no longer true to yourself. So they know that selling this as like ascension related or God related or the second coming of Christ is a way to justify that sacrifice of bodily autonomy, women's rights, anything that could be put on standby or delayed, even though the card isn't reversed. Because if it were reversed, Hangman, it would be delayed. But the fact that the woman is the martyr, and we're going to kill all these women because their children could be safe, or they could be carrying around hundreds of millions of babies in their tube, in their bodies. It's one step away from like in vitro and saying, when does life begin? Does life begin in a test tube? And we have to have all these babies for wars and all this other whacked out stuff because soon, the end is coming. So I see it as the beginning, if you will, or the midpoint of something coming into Mexico that could be a religious uprising, much like the evangelicals in the United States have used it to, try to accelerate the ascension and, try to say that something like being pulled up into heaven is only for the righteous. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah. So with the Hangman upright and the Seven of Wands in reverse, I think it's going to be a delay for the new president, Claudia. Like everybody was trying to measure the first 100 days of each president here in the United States, and gave Hillary 100 days to overhaul the healthcare industry, and that's been going on for hundreds of years. So how can it be worked on or thought out in 100 days? And then this Seven of Wands reversed. I think that it's just I think it's going to keep happening. It's going to get closer and closer and closer to the president. So I think this is one of many wars many battles in the war. So, yes, of course, it was sent to be an intimidation. But I think hopefully, the resolve of the Mexican government put some teeth into the fight. The Hangman reversed and the Seven of Wands upright.
So, with the Hangman reversed, I sense a delay in the sense that these factions that either Thomas or I are talking about with the Seven of Wands, based on this what do you call it, misogyny or what, or way to keep the babies to fight the wars. In that particular instance, there would be some type of blowback, maybe even in a place like Mexico, where there could be a martial law for the better to protect the citizenry, because something earth-shatteringly bad could happen as a result of the president's being a woman. And maybe she's the type of person, and anybody in this situation will not show fear. So she's not going to be an example of martyrdom. She's not going to be an example of, what's the word I'm looking for? The sacrificial lamb, or not even so much that, but someone they can dissuade from coming into power. She's going to dig her heels in, despite the best advice of people in the middle of total and utter chaos, either from the cartels or those factions that I see that are more evangelical, that are maybe promising some sort of Mexican government renaissance. I don't know. That's what I see.
And with the Hangman reversed and the Seven of Wands upright, I see that she really had momentum going in and being elected. But I think that this conflict is really going to slow down the Mexican government in fighting the cartels. I think they're going to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, all these things that we've tried aren't working. Let's go for this. And cruise ships at times have said, don't get off in Cozumel, or don't get off in Playa del Carmen, because there have been skirmishes and roughing ups and accidental murders of cruise tourists in these places, just getting caught up in being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the local things going on. So definitely intimidation, and basically a terrorist act. And now we got both cards reversed.
So this is interesting because I want to read. I want to read the Hangman reverse the way I read it before. That doesn't really change much.
Right.
But I do read, though, since the wands are about inspiration and new ideas and what they can bring in with a female president, and I'm getting some pressure in my ear on this. She really is dogmatic about almost, we're going to see this, being fearless for the sake of being fearless, like taking maybe risks that a president or a head of state shouldn't take by our standards in this country. And it's going to lead to um, political unrest to the point where certain parts of government might have to be shut down, or a police state might have to come in and maybe quell riots is what I'm saying. Because when I think of delay, I think of stopping something in some cases for the better. In other words, her regime may not start out corrupt, but there are enough people that will want to topple it that I think, and I don't know what her political inclinations are or that sort of thing, but I think there are enough people that who just as much as would support her, there are those who would be detractors of her. So she has to play it more in the middle, and she's not a middle sort of person, is the energy I'm getting off this. And Mexico right now needs to be careful, especially with, as Thomas points out, some of the civil unrest in the cartels. And she can't dig in her heels too much, or else she'll become a target too. I mean, granted, there are some that think the president of Iran was killed by our CIA. I don't know if I believe that. I don't think she's in that sort of predicament, but in a country as fraught with difficulty and notoriously I don't want to say notoriously dangerous, but with its own set of or array of problems, maybe government is something that is a little more shaky to try to control. So that delay card to uphold government might be a blessing in disguise.
Well, in this case where they're both reversed, the Hangman and the Seven of Wands, I'm going to say that these things will escalate until it becomes a point of martial law for them, where basically you shut down the country and it's government troops against cartels or bad factions. And we do have Nightbot going, so if you want a personal reading tonight, just type !join. Remember, not a lot. Don't do all capital letters. Don't do a lot of emojis, because Nightbot is really picky that way. I don't know why he gets his nose bent out of shape. He's just a program.
I think Guerra had a question, but I don't know where it went. Guerra, did you have a question for a reading? Guerra means war.
They may have left. We got down to 0, and now we're back up to 4.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean anything, it seems to be behaving tonight, where we were having a lot of buffering the last time we were on together Sunday.
Oh, I like this one too. Okay.
All today news.
Okay.
You get the first card.
Solid are the questions. Basking in the pestilence, needing an answer to find the clue to resurrection. This isn't about religion. It's about something less heavy, but nonetheless worrisome. Okay, let's see. Page of Swords. And I've gotten this lately for is weird for 45 in some of my political readings. Hmm.
Page. Come on. There you are. Page of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, generational wealth.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I see this the Page of Coins as obviously a student, but not necessarily a student who's always learned. I see it as a swing and a miss in the regular Rider Waite, meaning it's an opportunity blown. And what I think it means is, with the knowledge that they have in front of them and the blinders that they've put on, um, I don't see 45 space being affected by this in any way. Being hurt, no, but being positively affected, because who defines now? Because there's moral relativism. There's no absolute yes and there's no absolute no. It seems to be an anarchy of thought in which we're living in this country right now. So I don't think his base will be hurt. If anything, there could be people who are on the fringe of his base who are dumb enough to feel like this was a conviction that, and I'll have to justify this with this card, who feel that it was a little bit of an abuse of power of the government. And even though the DOJ is behind a lot of these charges, it was Manhattan that prosecuted him. So his base isn't in Manhattan, so of course it wouldn't be affected there. But to be studied and to be learned, and they already think they know everything there is to know about it, and they think that they already have the finger on the pulse of what's going on with him. That's why they want him reelected, because they want to be he. They think that the world can work for him, and that's why the messaging from the Page of Swords that comes through them, that emanates from him, whether it's about the aristocracy and wealth and generational wealth and patterns, two divergent patterns that don't seem to register in their heads, because this is never going to be his base. Most of the people in his base, if he saw them, or they'd be, cleaning the garbage somewhere. So it's like, it's a swing and a miss, because they don't understand what they should be learning. Because if this is a card about learning, and so with that 10 of Pentacles, I believe, was that what it was?
Generational wealth.
That this is saying they're blind to that generational wealth and the continuation. And I'm getting pressure in my ear, that they're still blind to what it is he represents about the old guard, that they think he doesn't represent, in terms of his being an anti-establishment candidate. They think he's the anti-Joe Biden. They think he's the anti-Hillary Clinton, when in reality, he's more for the wealthy and more for all that, but he doesn't see it that way, or they don't see it that way. So it's not even like looking in a mirror, because they can't look at themselves and knowing what they're doing in their own convictions is solid, because their ideas are not salient. They're not valid. That's what I get with the two of those. Yeah.
Okay. So with those both of those cards upright, I think the 45's base is charging into this with a lot of naivete. They think they know right, but they really haven't educated themselves. And if they've really followed Trump all these years, let's just throw money at it because money solves everything. Send $500 for Free Me Fund. Send $45 to the Free Me Fund. $45.45. I'm the same person, and I'm above the law because I'm still thinking I'm the president. Page of Swords upright, Ten of Pentacles reverse.
His financial loss and their financial loss are tied together because they keep giving him money and he keeps spending their money not to get elected president, which is their hopeful, but to pay lawyers.
Pay defense fund, yeah.
Yeah. So what they're not seeing again is that with the Page of Swords, this idea that we can throw money at something. And this is a lesson that everyone needs to glean right now about money and politics. Throwing money at something doesn't mean it's going to have, well, obviously, it's not going to have the outcome as to who wins all the time, who's ever spending the most money, but it's also corrupted. And this is a very, 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 because there are lawyers of Trump who can't get lawyers because they can't afford them. So it's almost like a chicken or the egg type of thing, or a cat chasing its tail. And yet they still, with the Page of Swords, the way it is, do not see that this is about not only the loss of the money, but the loss of the democracy, or the loss of the right to elect based on principle, and not put money after something. It's like throwing good money after bad. I'm hearing this too for some reason, the expression paying Peter to pay Paul or something like that. They don't
robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's what I'm seeing with the card flipped, with the generation, because that money that is associated with his generation, with his family, I feel like there's a lot more of it that's going to be coming from other sources, but it's not going to be used in the way that they want it to be used. It's going to be laundered again, and it's going to be, and this time they're going to be tracking it a little bit more thoroughly, and it's going to be lost to him. And that money that he supposedly was going to make on Truth Social, now we don't even hear about that. So again, I just don't think they're seeing things with the Page of Swords upright and the Ten of Coins reversed.
Page of Swords upright, Ten of Pentacles reversed. I see him stumping with a bullhorn. Going through town with a megaphone on the back of a truck, saying, throw your gold into the bed of this pickup truck because I'm your savior. I will spend your money wisely on my defense attorneys. Or no, I'll just keep the money because I don't pay my attorneys. And I won't use it for election either. I will use it as I see fit because you freely, willingly, and foolishly gave me money. So I will launder it and make it squeaky clean for me, and risk another conviction for this fraudulent activity. Page of Swords reversed, Ten of Pentacles upright.
What I'm getting from this is more about the Constitution, more about learning about history, learning about what it means to be a citizen. His fan base, or his base, is woefully inadequately educated about this, meaning they think, oh, hi, Miss Tara D. So they think that they can, they think, this is going to sound weird. They know that he just froths at the mouth and that he just says whatever comes to mind based on a visceral feeling, not about knowledge. And that's what they like about him. He's totally uninhibited. And for a long time, some really crazy white women or crazy whoever or whatever that were running around this country had to go and hide because of all the politically correct stuff. So they are taught to think that with the Page of Swords reverse, that being learned is being elitist or being liberal. And money and capitalism are the solution to everything. Money will build not only wealth and power, but it will give meaning to everyone's life rather than the history and the treasure that it could be democracy. So what I'm seeing with that is the ultimate swing and a miss, and I'm also seeing a manipulation of ideas whereby it's more of the same, inculcating these beliefs that you can um, teach something by saying it over and over and over again, even if it's a lie. So I'm getting that Orwellian double speak or whatever it was called from 1984, and they're good with that. Like his base is good with that, so it wouldn't hurt them. The only thing that it would hurt them to do is when their children are being raised in, to learn. You're going to see a lot more of this fundamental. You might see more school shootings from people in MAGA, is what I'm hearing. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but someone just said in my ear, some of the school shootings that you see, some of the mass shootings that you see soon are going to come in places where MAGA might have or want to affect something negative.
So do you think that maybe the MAGA fundamentalists will groom younger people into radicalism?
I do. I think they tried
with those acts.
Yep. I think they tried with Barron, but Melania put a stop to it. I said months ago, I thought that as I saw this in the year like 2044 for president, that they wanted to recruit him. And then like 8 months later, he's like supposed to be a delegate. And then they turn around a day and a half later and say he's not. So either Melania put a stop to it or Barron knows he's a target to be, I think, groomed for that. Not the other type of grooming, but for that. Yeah.
Okay, when I see this, I see the Emperor's New Clothes. So
yes, Jody.
So with the Emperor's New Clothes, how I'm going to explain this is Trump is going to be the it girl and, pull out all the stops and wear something truly magnificent. So he finds the designer for his new emperor suit and pays all this money to his factories in China to design the emperor suit. And what a horrific picture for us because we only get to see Trump in a diaper. So yeah, I mean, try to unsee that picture. And then reverse. Page of Swords reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed.
This is just simply voting against your own worst. This is voting against your own interest. Um, to me, it doesn't hurt you or help you, because basically what they think is the status quo is going to prevail as they see what the status quo should be, until it's not, until it becomes authoritarian, until it becomes that, and then it's a swing and a miss. The way the Page of Swords card is, then it's the ideals that you thought represented what he represented are not aligned to what you wanted, because selfishly you wanted to be rich, you wanted to be powerful, and unfortunately you're not going to get there. So
sorry, Mr. OD.
He doesn't have the money, and you don't have the money either, and or he has the money, and he's ruling from prison. But where are you? You're, out cleaning garbage somewhere, or you have no job. Uh, the work that you've done through the years that has got you to where you are is basically for naught, because you've put it all on the line for a regime that's, not going to get you what it is you need. That's what I think, especially with the Pentacles first.
I think in this case it's just a wash that the people he loses will gain him other people, and we just change our fanaticism level just a little bit, I'm sorry, Miss Charody, Trump in a diaper, yeah. How bad? So we did have a couple people ask for questions, and I don't know if that's Fatima's question about 45.
It is, I think.
Okay. Well, I think I didn't see the first poster, so I saw that Hershey was second, unless I'm the first, because the last time I did it, it came up that I was first in the queue, and I don't remember putting myself there. With Jane. Okay, well, that's not the one. Let's do that again, and I guess it is Hershey. And Hershey, type your question.
God of my angels, Hershey's question. Please make it more than a mere suggestion. We want to know about Hershey's energy, something more than the collective is at work for Hershey. Show us what is not impossible, and make all Hershey's dreams come true in the middle of this night with me and you.
Hershey has been playing the role of Carlton the doorman all day for the cats. In and out, and in and out. This is Carlton, your doorman. I'm here to serve. Hershey wants to know, is she doing enough on her journey so far? Well, I'd say you left the comfort of home for something totally unknown for you. But what more of a leap of faith can you take? Go ahead, Jeff.
The first thing I heard when I asked it, when she asked that, was the phrase "the heights," and I saw her at the top of a mountain. Well, more like in California, almost where like a movie star lives, looking out on a nightly or a, a well lit um, skyscape of like Los Angeles. So I feel like there is this not idealizing, but the practicality. And I saw brick behind her, which means to me that either there's brick in her past or brick in her future, either in a home. But what I'm getting from this is yes. When I heard the heights, like you got the Wheel of Fortune card, Hershey, which to me means everything is in its place as it should be right now. And that doesn't mean that you're laying back and relaxing. You're the one that's put this into motion through your own karma. And I don't mean it like karma in the sense that every other reader on here probably would mean it as good or bad or indifferent or whatever. I'm saying that you've put into motion something now that's actually going to turn out to actually bring you to a place where you, as strange as this may sound, maybe at your age or whatever, you won't have to rely on family as much because I'm getting, not that it's been about money, because I know enough about what you've told me to know it's not that. You've been self sufficient. So what I'm getting is that that wisdom or that resource that you think that you took with you that maybe stood you in good stead or buttressed um, your feelings about maybe your parents when you didn't have a good feeling about them. That sort of thing you might need to let go of because you're already doing what it is you need to do to parent yourself and start showing the self-love and self-care you need. And that's why I got this. This came in the uh, the
Cups.
nine of chalices. Yeah, nine of chalices, but it did come in reverse. So you need to start doing more of that self-care for yourself, Hershey, because you're running yourself ragged for everyone else. And I think what it is that is coming to you is going to help you enjoy the fruits of your labor, but you have to just not so much will it anymore. You have to let you have to let the spirits that guide you move you. You don't have to do anything. I'm not saying you do nothing, but I'm saying it's not as intense as you think it is.
And are you concluded?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Hershey, you're just having a moment of self doubt, and I hope it just says a moment of self doubt. Don't ever doubt your abilities, and uh, since you've been here, I mean, a lot of things unexplained have happened, and now a lot of things we are hearing, seeing, feeling together. So thank you for holding my hand through this ride. Hangman upside down. It's just about your impatience. Just let things happen in their own time because your outcome is you're the hermit and you're already self enlightened. And I think this has been your journey for many, many years. It's just that I think the world around you puts a lot of doubts in your mind, which you don't need because your abilities are spot on. Fatima, if I put this question up, did we answer?
She's giving us 10 more minutes. So we better comply. I don't want to lose her. Okay.
If he loses, do you think he'll leave the United States? Well, who would want him other than the Saudis, maybe? But maybe they'll want $5 billion or $2 billion or whatever back for their golf appearance, their golf tournaments. Well, he's certainly not at his strongest. He's the strength reversed, so he's if he loses the election, he'll definitely be see himself as weak, and he'll see this country as weak and not doing the right thing, and there will be some martyrdom because we've got the Ten of Swords. My country stabbed me in the back. Not to mention what he's done to his country. And by not defending a constitution or trying to start an insurrection. And then we got the moon. So if he disappears from the United States, I think he just disappears. He'll be a war. Help me, Jeff. The war.
A dissident?
No, he'll be convicted of treason, war crimes, and he'll disappear to Argentina, or is that where everybody goes after?
Like a failed state in South America. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into what I got from this, because I got the places that we're thinking of where he would go, and because I got the first card I got was the 8 of swords, no, 8 of coins. I feel like there's a bounty on his head in every place that we think of that he would want to go to. So it's absolutely a last resort, and the reason it's still a resort, though, is there's a cabal, or there's a bunch of people sitting around who know what those secrets are, who would still leverage them over his head when he went over there. And it would be enough to be his undoing with that bounty over there. So what I'm saying is he has to pick his poison. Does he want to die over there, or does he want to die over here? Because then I get the star reversed. Absolutely no hope. Absolutely no forethought, or nothing connecting him to the universe or any geographical point of departure is going to help him at this point. So do I think he'd leave the USA? I think he'd try and regret it, because he'd get caught, and then he'd get caught over there with a bounty on his head, which is strange because a lot of people think he's so beloved over there. But I think there's a bounty for him. Well, so I would say no.
His rhetoric, will get him in trouble wherever he goes, because he'll call them a third world country. Mm-hmm. And, there's very few third world countries nowadays with democratic governments. They're Correct. Still under tribal systems or something else.
This Tarot Diaz.
He can go to North Vietnam if he wants. Be with his buddy.
Yeah, that might be a place where there is no bounty on his head, but I bet there is one there too. I mean, you wouldn't think. What I'm saying is, we wouldn't think there was a bounty in all these places in the world, but I got a sense somehow that there is from those cards. I don't know, you guys. I don't think he would be smart to do that for a lot of different reasons.
I don't think
he will either.
I don't think he's that smart anyway. I think he thinks he's very clever. No, we've already got Snowden in Russia. They don't.
That's the thing. Where would they put him?
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking that too, but where would they put him? Like, everyone would know where he is.
Well, they could either put him in the Kremlin and make him the target in the war, or they could just send him to China and mow him down with a tank. In Tiananmen Square.
He doesn't like anybody. That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, probably not. Probably.
He likes one person, himself. He loves one person, himself. Any more people have a question, Mr. O.D.? I know, Jeff, I know that you do. Well, doesn't he lose his Secret Service being a convicted felon? Or
would they come with him? No.
Does his Secret Service team have to serve jail time with him?
Do they have to serve it with him?
And protect him from shivs and other things? So, Jeff, I know that you're more in the political know and realm than I am, and that you usually answer one or two or three or four questions a day on your channel. But if you just want to, if you would do me a favor and monitor the news in the next week and pick out 3 things to read on for context for next week.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, well, go to the golf resort. Yeah. Pick up a club and say 4. And I'm sure he hasn't. In golf you keep your own score sheet. I wonder how many times the pencil has been very fast on that score sheet. And he's a par golfer. Club heads. And Hershey was getting excited for our cruise. She was talking about it quite a bit today. So I'm glad you're excited. And she says, "When do you get excited?" And I said, "Well, I'm already excited, but when I'm really excited is the night before when I'm packing and don't sleep." So Hershey and I are going to go on a cruise in November to Key West, Freeport, Bahamas, Carnival's private island, Coco Cay, or Carnival's private island. Coco Cay is the other cruise line. And then Nassau, Bahamas. So it's a 8-evening cruise. We'll have fun. And Hershey received a gift from you yesterday, and it's a very nice gift. Thank you, Jeff, for her birthday
Oh,
gift.
no problem. I didn't know what to get her until she told me, and I don't, like, I know we all have wish lists and stuff, but some people might have certain preferences on their wish lists.
Practicality is
Yeah.
necessity. No, it's not a gay cruise. It's just a regular carnival. I would say it's a gambling cation. So, does an addict know he's an addict? Yes.
Oh, the lady misfit I am.
So, Jeff of Tarot Ask Backwards, what is coming up for you?
What's coming up for me? Well,
your morning and evening
channeling, and I have I've got to at some point put this out there, but I've got the illustration for the book, but I don't have a title yet, so I might show you guys the illustration, because it does have a certain card on it that I really like a lot, which I've always liked, which for some reason, I don't know why I like the card, is the 4 of coins. So I have a new take on the 4 of coins.
He's my declutter card.
Is
because
he?
you wanna amass more money in your treasury, so you got to get rid of the shit so you can store more gold in it. You know, get rid of the jewels and the antiques so you can
like, it's so
hoard your King Midas.
Yeah.
And Miss Jody likes the way that we vibe together. Hey, we've never been together with vibrators, Miss Jody.
We haven't been together yet with vibrators, no. No. Although in college, I think I walked in on someone using a vibrator with a boyfriend. I mean, into the townhouse she was living in, because all I heard was like what sounded like a vibrator. But and then a different person told me that the same story, without my having to ply it out of them. So I'm thinking it's true. I don't know why I'm telling you that,
but I had a coworker that says, "Why do the neighbors always complain that when Johnny Carson comes on that the power dims?" I thought yours sounded like a Harley Davidson, Miss Charity. So thank you all for being here, and thank you, Jeff. If you want to get Jeff's books, they are links for Amazon in the description. Some Good Writ and Speaks for Itself, and soon to be a table of contents released for a new one, and fan art for the cover.
Yes.
Well, I do this every Tuesday, usually with Jeff, but sometimes I take other guests. And if you're ever wanting to read, you can be on camera or not be on camera and just be a voice, and read along with these. We were doing fictitious context, but now I guess we're going to do news context for a little bit. So just let me know if you're interested. If you're not political, that is totally fine. You can stand on the sidelines and have no opinion.
Yeah. Or you can have 8 different opinions,
Yes.
or however many mathematically this would be. 4, 3 plus 2, 9, 18. I don't know. I can't do that math. That's like
Two,
n
2 to
factorial.
the power of 3.
Yeah. that you won't get on any other fucking channel now, will you? You won't get how many different outcomes. Some of us will have to be right at some point. More chances we can be right.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's 4 chances to be right. And, well, there's 8 chances to be right. But I'm going to say you're a good reader and I'm a good reader. So
We are good.
There's one chance for both of us to be right. Good for you, Mr. Odie. I'm glad that there's pioneers out there in the gay rights movement before I became of age, and I thank them for putting themselves in danger and in the crossfire for championing the cause.
It's too bad we have to be political, though, in a way. But we have to. I mean, we have to protect one another. No one else is going to do it.
In front of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
That's a tough spot. Yeah, that's hard.
And I had a coworker and very good friend who unalived himself this past Friday over a woman that was trifling. And he was at that age, 27, where a lot of people seems to be a bad age for young people. I don't know if it's that comeuppance before the Saturn return or what.
Yeah, it is a bad age. Even Prince said it was a bad age, and he told Axl Rose that. He said 17's a bitch, isn't it? 27 sucks, right? And like Axl Rose is like, yeah, Prince hit the nail on the head on that one. It fucking sucked. It did for me too. It did. It's like everything in my life was changing at that point.
Well, I think that was like, I wrote down all these lofty goals and things I wanted to accomplish by X year, and then you get to 27 and nothing is crossed off the list, and you feel the first time of running on the hamster wheel and getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Or you realize that life is a losing game. It's the first taste, really.
It's your first slap of reality.
I think so. That's what I believe.
Hi, Amanda. How's baby Sushi? So I know I said I'd be doing more readings more often. Great, Amanda. Sleeping through the night yet? I'm not.
Amitriptyline or Elavil does the trick for me.
Well, I've got a insistent cat that just cries for no reason.
Oh.
And Andy will go down to Hershey's door and cry and cry and cry. And Hershey will let him in. And then he'll wander around and then cry to get back out.
Oh.
And so Hershey will open my door and throw him in my room. And then he'll start crying. Okay, good night, Tarot D. Love you.
Thank you, Miss Tarot D. And thank you for watching on my channel and liking there. It really helps me emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Oh, I'm glad that things are settling down. Yeah, Hershey moved down here March 6th or 7th. And now we're jokingly calling her my caregiver, but we're both disabled. So it's, I would say it's more a codependent relationship because we need more support than we can give ourselves. So yeah, she's down in Houston, Texas, and she's not liking the humidity, but she'll make it. She hasn't withered and curled up yet. The humidity and the sweat is good for moisturizer. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here. Sorry you got here. Amanda, do you want a question answered for yourself? We've turned everything political tonight. Okay, just type in your question and Jeff and I will. Personality of your next child. Don't you want to know the personality of your new child? Your first child?
Yeah. That's good.
Pisces Virgo rising is a very good sign. Okay, DNE, I will.
We'll read for you as well.
Go ahead and type your question and I'll start it and we'll read after we read on Twisted Sushi's question. Twisted Sushi wants to know the personality of her next child. Willful, willful, willful.
Satan's little helper, far from the truth. The child that you have been given, the blessing uncovers what things you might find uncouth. Let this child know it's loved. Let the people that speak to it understand that it's something that's come from above. The difficulty in the knowing is the very thing that keeps us going. Please show us the personality of the next child of Twisted Sushi.
Oh, thank you, Miss Charity. You didn't have to. Okay, I got your question, DNE.
So, the personality of your next child, what I got were like almost characteristics and not a personality, like because I got the 7 of Pentacles. I think this child's going to be, and it's probably hard to gauge or compare given, the one to the other, since, well, one isn't here yet, but if this one that is here is not this way, then it will be the other way. But I get practical because I got the Seven of Pentacles, and I got not feeling like she's doing enough to, and she'll be or he'll be very into like where other people might be celebrating. She's going to be always thinking and planning. However, what I'm getting is the child will have to rise above limitations that it places on him or herself, because they got the Three of Wands reversed. It might be something where it has, or the child has some sort of vision of its own limitations that's false, where it can't celebrate its own life. And I don't know why I'm getting that, but just try to nurture one more than the other is what I'm like. Don't nurture one more than the other to the point of excess, but know that the differences between them are going to make them more probably close than they would be otherwise, because they kind of offset each other is what I'm getting in their personality.
Finish?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just, you know, you got to be the diplomatic mother and not let them know that there's a favorite. Of course, the baby usually turns out to be the favorite. And I got 3 male energy cards there with the balance. You gotta treat them both fairly. You got to give them equal time. But I think if we're going for sexes, which, you know, I'm not a doctor, I only play a card slinger on the YouTubes. We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So you've got a lot of creative energy coming in. So he might be a child with his head in the clouds, a daydreamer, thinking outside the box, and he may have a rough go of it, because they're just not operating like people would expect. Maybe he's an old soul, you know, and comes in born with wisdom, and people have a hard time thinking that this little person is a little person, because like the maturity becomes apparent at a very early age. And then definitely speak to your children like people, you know, resist baby talk, give them information, nurture them, nurture their mind, you know, let them get dirty in the mud, whatever, clean them up, love them, and they'll love you back. And that's what I've got. Okay, Danny. I will read on this. I don't know, Jeff, you know, this is a third party. And if you don't know what a third party reading is, Danny, it's you're wanting us to read on DRG's energy, and he didn't give us permission to read on what he's feeling or what he's thinking, but we can we can certainly read on what's around you and what you can do to um, attract DNE or attract DRG to you, or um, keep it platonic. We can pull cards like that. But most tarot readers on YouTube would say rephrase the question so it's about you, not him, or the other person, the other party. I don't want to assign sex because as far as I know, I don't know if you're male or female and if the other party is male or female. Wow.
It's funny because definitely get female energy, and I get female energy from these cards. I get that it's you hiding something from him, and I just got what do you call it? Affirmation of that. Something's already come out that you don't want to tell him, or some feeling that you have about the relationship, or some secret that you feel could be putting you steps back from telling him anything more, especially on paper, is scaring you. And then I got the Five of Swords upright for you, which to me, in this instance, means that you want something to happen, but you want it to happen in a way that makes him the most malleable, is what I'm hearing, to your wiles or your ways. And if anyone's going to take a risk in this, it's going to have to be he, because there's something about you not letting go of something, even though you're ready to be free. There's still part of you that doesn't want total freedom, or to let him see that you're totally unencumbered by what hurt you before, because something did hurt before. So I would just say, if it's mixed signals that it's being put out, I think maybe you're projecting, and those mixed signals might be, I'm just saying, they could be yours. So I guess what I would say is protect yourself, but don't neglect yourself and what it is you need out of this relationship, if there's ever to be one.
We start with the King of Swords, so I think this is what you want him to be. You want him to be thoughtful and powerful and rational, and lay everything out 1, 2, 3. And you've got the plans for him, but you want him to fit your narrative of the plans. I've got you as the Queen of Cups reversed. So this means really keep control of your emotions. Don't get all up in your head. Overthinking things. Let things go in a natural time flow. Don't try to push it. I know, being a pen pal since 14, I don't know current ages or anything like that, but it sounds like it's been a long-term platonic relationship, or uh, and it's good to start out as friends instead of you know, doing the gay thing and jumping in bed the first night, and then, you know, what do you do in the morning? You ask them their name. You know, it's just totally impersonal. So it's a good thing that you started as friends. And then, so you were the Queen of Cups reversed, and this is the King of Cups upright. So I think it's all tied in emotions. But at least you are in the same ballpark, the same family. You both live in the same quarter of town. You know, whether that's the French Quarter or that's the drinking quarter with your cups, but you're of like minds.
I got the French flag on one of your cards.
Ah,
So there could be something to that French Quarter thing.
so I hope that answered your question, Danny. And with that, I will let you get some rest, Jeff. I know
Thank
it's late on the East Coast.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'll think about doing something nutritious and healthy for me for the first time today. I've just been eating junk. But with that, thank you everybody for being
Thank
here.
you.
Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and go out and make it a great night. You're both physicians and started with a discussion portal. Thanks for the. You're welcome, Danny.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny.
Okay. Well, good night. And next Tuesday, Jeff will have the contextual questions for our tarot pairs, our 3 tarot pairs, and we'll read. We'll take open reading requests again. So thank you. Remember, subscribe to Jeff. Um, like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. Been on this journey just a little over a year and have 350 subscribers. And I thank each and every one of them because I can't remember that many passwords and accounts. So, you know, it's not me doing that. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.